Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another video. I'm gonna be honest with you, this is like 2:30 in the morning for me. And I have just sat here just reading these random documents, watching some videos, and I think this is why I've been kind of making these like drama VTuber videos or whatever, because I'm just a little bit of a nosy, gossipy little that I don't think I could say on YouTube. And I could just get like wrapped up on this. I have no idea who these people are. I have barely any idea what's going on, but I just spent the last like 3 hours doing some research, and I wanted to get a report on this crazy stuff. So I'm like new to this VTubing world, okay? So please take this video as not like serious reporting, more of just a random dumb dude that's in like a basement making a random VTubing video at 3 in the morning that I'm going to schedule at like 11 o'clock because I don't know what the hell's going on. But I can go and do one thing, which is called throw my opinion away, where I'm extremely misinformed in all honesty. So if I do anything wrong, feel free to go yell at me. Just make sure you're very nice, because I am a very I'm a bitch. But anyway, take this more as entertainment wise, because although these people do have proper feelings and there are emotions involved, so I never want anyone to feel, bad, or if they're going through the trauma, crying on a video or all this stuff, it's stressful for them. And obviously at the end of the day, I want them to feel good. But this is going to talk into a big drama over here of Bari, who called out, I believe, 2 ex-Nisanji members. I know what Nisanji is. I know Vshoujo. I have no idea. I'm not like one of those big corporate guys. Like I know some cat girls and stuff who come in my Twitch stream sometimes and they say, what up? Or if I'm like mutuals with the dog girl that like cooks or something, I don't know. Like I'm just kind of flowing around. I'm just here for the fun of the VTubing world. But this got us some kind of big serious vibes. So as of today, let me try my best to explain this. I'm probably gonna mess up, but whatever. That's what we're all here for. Subscribe if you guys are new. If you enjoy whatever the hell this is. Like I almost feel like it'd be kind of a fun series for me to care about drama. Like obviously, if there's something very important, like bad stuff, I don't want to make light of it. And I don't want to make light of this. Like I do feel bad for everyone involved. Like truly. Like all memes aside, that's like performance, real talk, like relationships and doxing and bad stuff. It's not good. It's not good. So please never harass these people. And of course, I hope they can kind of get their closure and move on. But now that I said that, let's dive on in. So the big drama that happened last night, we have both the response and over here and the video. There's even video. This is from Bariloaf, who is a VTuber who, from what if I messed up, just correct me down below. Don't yell at me, correct me and like talk about it out. I believe this Bariloaf was, from what I've done the research on, was dating this old ex-VTuber called Ike Eveland'S. I'll be honest with you guys, I have no idea who this person is. Zero idea. I know Nisanji, that's about it. And as well, this is also for Marie, who used to be known as like Remuk, I think. I have these all written down. And they were technically also prior part of Nisanji, and they were kicked. This actually might explain why they were kicked. If I'm understanding the situation correctly, I could be wrong. I even had little notes over here from depressed Nisanji that showed up as I was doing all the research, so props to you. So anyway, there's this random big video that came out. It's got a lot of attention, 2 million views, calling a former corporate VTuber doxed me. Now, I'm going to throw off some opinions out here, and if I'm wrong, like I said, I don't even know, but this video was sad. The high level this stuff, so you kind of know, as you can kind of maybe pick on some things. She was dating, I believe, this Ike guy before, VTuber. And then there was some other dramas with this Marie girl, who used to be a former Nisanji member who is now gone from that. And they had a little, like, in her mind, some flirtation going on. Some VTuber shipping as well, like all this crazy stuff. Like they're like shipping pictures and, talking all the time and etc. And she got insecure and worried. And they had a chance to meet up in Japan. Like this Marie girl was hugging on the guy and she just didn't really like it. She felt a little icky, a little off, a little strange, and there's some drunken mishaps. But as she goes through the video, she kind of calls it out and says that, hey, I got doxxed and I got harassed, which I'm not taking away from this girl. But that also may have actually led, potentially, I'm a reaching over here. Like I said, this is like just me being stupid. I don't know what's going on. Potentially them maybe losing the Nisanji partnership where it's not renewed. And that might have had some call on it. So let's watch this. We're going to see the response. Marie actually had a lot of receipts. That's going to be the part 2 of this video. So it's going to be there. So I'm going to show you guys the video first, kind of react to this, get her statements out, and then as well, kind of talk about how some people were kind of curious because there was some evidence here and people wanted to see a little bit more.
My name is Bari. Some of you may know me by my former name, Rin. I'm sharing this statement to document my personal experiences involving an individual publicly known.
See, now I'm already feeling like I messed up because I maybe called the other girl right now. You see how this stuff gets confusing? People have the craziest names everywhere. And I'm just over here. I saw like Evan go make like a statement. And he's like, bro, this is like just why are there always so many Google Docs?
As Marie/MarieFD, as well as my interactions with her former.
Okay, so I stand corrected on that. I believe this woman was the prior Rem, what she just said. And the other prior one too, as well as just Marie, who was involved in the situation. Okay, now we're fully caught up over here. My apologies. It's 3 a.m, and I feel like this was intriguing. If you guys don't like this, let me know.
Employer. Over the past 2.5 years, I have experienced repeated harassment, boundary violations, doxing, and what I perceived as institutional inaction.
So basically saying all this stuff was ongoing when there was like a little bit more on the corporate VTubing side, and they feel like they should have addressed it. They should have been like, hey, stop this, or have, it's a little bit different when it comes to corporate and indie at the end of the day. And of course, obviously, no one wants to have their VTubing life doxed, like death threats, anything that's hard, inappropriate, regardless.
All of which had left a lasting impact on my safety and well-being. This statement is not intended to assign motives or speculate on anyone's internal thoughts. I'm speaking only to what I personally experienced, observed, and how those events affected me.
Okay. Switches to my personal experience. You missed it, but whatever.
Marie entered a brief romantic relationship with a colleague that ended poorly. Sometime afterwards, she developed a close relationship with another colleague who was my former long-term partner.
Ike.
I did not object to their friendship or public interactions, as playful behavior and fan service are common in our industry.
Basically saying like, hey, like they're kind of a little flirty, people are listening, they're doing little artsies and stuff, on stream, casually talking, whatever. But for Marie to self-insert in this one, she was saying it was that she never had any crush on the guy at all. I'll show you guys. And a lot of people were like, okay.
However, at in-person events, I personally observed Marie engaging in physical behavior towards him that I perceived as flirtatious.
There was a hug.
Including one incident where she threw herself onto him.
Hug.
With enough force that they nearly fell off a chair.
Sounds like sex.
Multiple individuals were present during this incident. Additionally,
so now here's some actual stuff over here. That was obviously a joke. But like, dude, this is like kind of seems like really on the petty side, which is why I'm kind of making somewhat of a light of it. Because some of the comments already were saying that this girl was a little bit on the insecure side. We're gonna show you guys some of the screenshots in the response to it. I don't really want to go pick sides too quickly, although I was a little biased on what I've seen. But it kind of seems like this girl had like this thing going on with this creator, and then she had like the guy had friends, Girls are not necessarily interested, but like the very friendly vibe. You sometimes can hang around a girl and you can talk about things a bit more loosely, and then maybe sometimes the girl forget insecure. It happens. Or like, you have work stuff at the end of the day. So man, sometimes I'd be like, feelings aren't something to be ashamed of, be it good ones or bad ones. Why didn't I end up having a crush on blank instead, man? Then I remember you have a girlfriend, and I'm like, wait, never mind, LMAO. Okay, bucko.
I was informed that she had made a personal confession to him. I communicated my discomfort to Marie.
So basically, she's going over here being like, hey, there might have been a little hanky-panky, little interesting stuff going on. Why did I not like this other guy? Hi, Marie. Thank you for adding me. This is for Bari, the girl that's speaking. I'm sorry if I caught you off guard or anything, and thank you again for joining the group chat and talking things out, because they were doing a little mediation going on and discussing all this stuff. After you hung out the call, I remembered I forgot to ask you about one last thing. I was focused on having the main point heard and got a little overwhelmed. A while ago, when you first vented about which I always hate whenever people censor stuff, but I understand, just being safe, I understand. But it makes it so much harder to follow context. And said something along the lines of blank, I wish I had a crush on you instead, but then I remembered you had a girlfriend. So she brought up, is there a reason why you phrase it like that? You mentioned it in passing and I never really understood it. I thought it would be best to ask you directly when you pass a message along like before. And like you said, you don't have to anything towards him, which thank you again for telling me that helped ease my anxiety. I'm just asking for peace of mind and appreciate you reading all of this. Back in 2023. I'll be honest with you, I generally don't remember saying that, and if I did, I'm really sorry. I can assure you, even if he didn't have you as a girlfriend, I wouldn't really do anything to get him, because I can tell you 100% wholeheartedly, from all these years I talked with him and knew about him, I've been attracted to him in the slightest. So, this is why some people already kind of give a little intriguingness on it, to quick insert on this kind of big drama. Because people are like, hey, like this woman, even if it was like a quick quip or something, which this is right over here. There's a little sketchy wording, don't get me wrong, you know, whatever. But at the same time, they're just being like, hey, real, even if you didn't have a girlfriend or like you didn't have a girlfriend, I'm probably not that into it. If she means these words, you're chill. You just got to mean it.
During that conversation.
And then also their former partner, which I believe was this Ike person. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is all like more information may come out. My former partner also expressed their discomfort in DMs. So like, hey, can we talk about something that's serious? Yes. There's something that bothered me a lot, and I think it's more bothersome than as I think about it too as well. When I was in Japan, I was in dinner. I know you told me to shut the unprovoked, but I never mentioned the second thing that bothered me in that evening. I'm trying to wait for an opportunity to bring it up casually, so I'm going to do that. During that dinner, right before or after you snapped at me, you also sort of threw yourself at me and clung onto me as well. Maybe very uncomfortable and also came across as rather disrespectful. It was right in front of my significant other as well. The fact that this and the snapping thing happened within the same hour or so had me so confused and conflicted, and they just didn't understand their emotions at the time. They apologized for the snapping thing, but I'm gonna feel a bit mixed about the apology, as I remember it was more of, oh, it's because I broke up with blank, as opposed to, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. Basically saying like, hey, wasn't really good accountability, or like, yeah, I was drunk, yeah, I was whatever, instead of, hey, I was drunk and I completely messed up type vibe. On top of this, the more I think about it, the more things come to mind that just makes me rather uncomfortable in hindsight. For example, an influx of a lot of the art basically shipping and kind of promotion, like pushing this like togetherness for us, because I believe they were maybe two content creators together, I believe, at the time. Like I said, I'm a little bit lost on this all. I'm just kind of, if you guys know more, please help me fill in the blanks, or if you hate me, please, that's fine. I will take note. Especially with the addition of the For You tab, you now should also leads to more people making that kind of stuff, since basically you retweet it, it gets attention, gets views, it goes viral and stuff, and it makes me uncomfortable. We barely even speak these days, so understand why the ship has been peddled as of late. I can only guess as to why, maybe alluding towards potential crush. I'd like to ask if it's possible if you can refrain from at least retweeting the ships or interacting with posts related to it. So this comes out of nowhere, especially all these months, so I was conflicted. And then they apologize, saying I apologize for telling you to shut up in Japan. I'm not really sure what happened there. It's a little weird, but still. And at that dinner too as well, just give the general and explanation, because I was embarrassed how I act too as well, and it's just an excuse, not really apologizing. So they said sorry, So there's like a little weird, awkward tension going on here. Little awkward vibes, as you guys can kind of go and tell. Like, I'm so sorry if it made you guys feel uncomfortable throwing myself at you, but again, if that and saw it that way, I feel like I can only apologize. I'm so sorry. I'll be more careful. All of this, And like, they're just saying like all these boundaries, any other issues, let me know. I really apologize. And although the whole situation does seem a little off, it does seem like this Mari person is
did not
apologizing.
Recall the incident due to alcohol consumption, but agreed to stop engaging in shipping content involving him from May 1st, 2023 onward. At the time, I believed the matter hadn't been resolved.
Yeah, probably up.
In the months that followed, I personally experienced exclusion from collaborative projects, negative statements and rumors about me within company and mutual networks, and finally, harassment, including the doxing of personal information and death threats.
So let me insert here. I do not think anyone should ever be harassed or hurt or doxxed, especially in the online world, especially in VTubing. 100% hard stop. I believe, to fill in the blanks, this person, Bari, is assuming the Mari person was involved in this all. Like, kind of either have alt accounts or encouraging the hate, because apparently after the whole Nisanji thing is gone, then a lot of the hate stopped, for giving more context. So it kind of seemed too as well there was an alt Twitter account that went and kind of posted this all. They went and they had like a little, I have a venting Twitter myself. So they went and posted some stuff and kind of called this girl, from what I believe, there was a word that was like Mahandre or something, dude. Like, you guys are more weeby than I would ever be. It was Menhera. I've never heard of this word called Menhera. And apparently this Marie person went and called them a Marera. Menhera refers to both a slang term for people with mental health issues. I never even knew this was a term. Now you guys know how crazy this is. You probably shouldn't call someone crazy in an alt account, but it did seem like there was a lot of clinginess and insecurities that did pop off on the Bariloaf. Not to say that being harassed online or by someone who's a popular content creator or workmate is not a big deal, if I'm understand this correctly, but still, I understand this is rough.
It became apparent that directly settling boundaries with her was insufficient to prevent the disclosure of our personal information. I reported these incidents to Marie's previous employer through the appropriate channels after my personal information was shared without my consent.
Which I believe is Nisanji.
It was communicated.
It's kind of I'm sorry, this is a lot to follow, especially if you're kind of newer to this. That's why I keep kind of making jokes of it or saying if I suck at it, let me know, but I am trying.
That following their internal review, the reported conduct was being addressed in accordance with company policy and that the potential disciplinary measures were under consideration. I also
So hello, Blank. I am Blank as Blank supervisor. I want to inform you that he has been ill for the last few days and currently unable to communicate. While he recovers, I'll be taking over communication. Since Blank has been regularly reporting to me, I am fully aware of the situation. Also, our message has been and will continue to represent the company, not just the opinion of a single employee. Thank you for your feedback. Given the severity of her action, we have determined that the level of malice involved is substantial. So I want to know more details on this, because that seems like this is like the one big missing blank in the drama. Because if there's some more crazy stuff that happened here, this kind of puts me more on this Bari girl's side, because I feel horrible that someone's getting harassed in private. But everything that we've seen so far apparently is just that other girl is calling her kind of crazy in private. Still not good, especially in the corporate world, especially if there's another VTuber or there's like a mutual friend involved or past coworker, if that Ike person was their coworker. I wish I knew all these to fill in the blanks a bit better, but still, this is kind of crazy. So they concluded that their penalty would either be a public apology accompanied by a suspension of activities or contract termination if no apology is made. While we will not disclose your identity as a source of the information, we must show her the bullying and doxing comments from her lot account. And apparently, like I said, the comment was about calling her a menhara or mentally ill. Terminate her contract or secure a public apology. So it seemed like this person actually got them fired.
also understood at the time that other individuals
Justified or not, it's hard to say because I want to know if there's more stuff in private.
had
But as we mentioned, there's a Google Doc in a second.
related concerns. From my perspective, no meaningful action appeared to be taken. I continued to see Marie receive sponsorships, design upgrades, and high-profile opportunities.
And as you know, if you're in like the VTubing sphere, you have an agency that is those agencies providing it to you, like for sponsors or usually art.
Which made me
So she's kind of thinking like, hey, I applied and they said they were going to do something and they never did.
feel like my concerns were being minimized.
Yeah, see,
In April
like they were minimized because they weren't doing anything. She's still getting money and sponsors.
2025, after my former partner resigned from the company,
Which was, I believe, Ike, because they did resign around the same time.
reportedly due to increasing stress and dissatisfaction with the company's response to certain concerns, I was notified that Marie's contract would not be renewed. The company publicly characterized this as a graduation without acknowledgement of any related complaints or disciplinary actions.
So basically, it's a 50-50. The company was either trying to go and hide it from Nisanji, being like, hey, let's go and just hide, like they're just gone anyway, graduation. Ideally, this girl will be happy with it all, like she's gone at the end of the day. Or she was still expecting an apology or some actual more, like something direct.
Following her
Not that I said that there should be more, just saying this is what I'm kind of feeling off this girl.
departure, the harassment I had been experiencing online stopped abruptly,
And eventually, like she just said, as soon as this happened, all the harassment was gone.
coinciding with the timing of her leaving. My
We have the
intention was
response in a
to
second,
move on
too.
and not address this. However, Marie recently spoke about me publicly, presenting a version of events that, from my perspective, does not align with what I experienced. Remaining silent has allowed misinformation to persist, and I believe that transparency is necessary to protect myself and others in similar situations. I am sharing this to document my personal experience, highlight what I perceived as a pattern of harm and inaction, and advocate for greater transparency and accountability within our community standards. I am not asking or encouraging anyone to harass or retaliate against Marie or her former employer. The information in this statement reflects my personal experiences, perceptions, and understanding of the events as they unfolded. Thank you.
I feel like this was like the end of like one of those crazy, like, I don't know, like CSI Miami's, where it's like this actual depiction. So that was kind of the story. Basically, like they're like, hey, this corporate VTuber was kind of getting close with my guy, had a few little weird interactions going on, and I asked them to stop and turn, like, chill. And then it just never got better. Nisanji never actually, apparently, if this is all the right companies, Nisanji, if I'm wrong, let me know. And apparently this is all like bad stuff. Like they try to ramp it up. But now you have like a pretty good wave of support, you know, like a lot of favorites so far and millions of views. And a lot of people are like, I'm feeling sorry for you. It still is a bad situation. Like this is one of those, I think it's like, I just hope everyone gets closure type vibes. But everyone's like, you just sound tired. I hope this frees you. Hope everything's okay. Hope people listen to you and take your side. All this stuff too as well. and just everything. Like there's just a lot of comments that people are mostly supporting this on first impression. But one good example is one of the first people out here from this Tamashi. Nothing but for support for you, girl. Thank you for speaking out despite how scary it is to do so. You're brave for speaking out not only for yourself but for others too. As a fan of the corpo insinuated that VTuber deserves to be held responsible, basically assuming like if you're a corporate VTuber, you're more doing as a real job versus someone indie, you have to go put that up there. But an hour later, this is why we're making the video. An hour later, with peace and love, girly, honestly, after reading the other person's doc, I hope you can really clarify things more. All of us were worried about you because you thought your life was in danger because of death threats and doxing and this huge expose. Because like you, it's rough. You know, like you got to leave and like it's rough. But they're saying we need more proof other than the love beef, which is just, you know, being like, will you flirt with my man? No. Do I trust you? Because at the end of the day, we care more about safety than all that, which I agree. So anyway, let's go into the big stuff over here. This is from Marie. Now, I want to show you guys some of these because her story is pretty chill. It's kind of a long video, if you guys don't mind. But basically, Marie made this comment, and she was, I believe, former Nisanji, same with Ike with Nisanji, correct me if I'm wrong. So they were kind of co-workers, so they had to interact and do stuff. I never watched them myself. Like I said, I'm just a random third party over here that's just nosy. And they made this document. They talked about this stuff, and they were like, hey, I don't really like doing private matters. You know, like it's not really the time. And I do think that's kind of true. From what we've seen off the first initial video, we don't want death threats, harassments, and I do agree that VTubers, especially in the corporate world, professional world, should be a little bit higher stance. Or getting drunk and like telling someone to shut up and jump on them. A little weird, but at the end of the day, a little weird. Depends on the guy. He did feel a little off about it. Can't take it away from the guy. But for cancel worthy, I'm not sure. I'd want to see more. Hopefully I don't regret saying that. But basically, just wanted to share their story. And like they said that they never had a poor relationship. You know, I don't know why they were bringing that on up, or like they were trying to maybe make her seem weird. But she's saying that she had no bad prior relationships, and we just all agreed to stop dating overall. And then she said sometime after she developed a closer relationship with another colleague who was my former longtime partner, aka Ike. I think Bari meant friendship and not relationship. They never dated. I've been friends with her past partner for years, but before working under a corporation, I've been singing with him on different projects, which he links over here with way more details. All these were released 9 years ago. We have these collaborations to show. From that point, we started collaborating publicly. Even though we were not close friends, we were already talking sometime before those collabs even happened too as well, and they were just kind of chill, you know, at the end of the day. And anyway, at the same time too, they eventually started dating with this Bari person. So they eventually did an overseas trip to go to Japan too as well, and Bari and her boyfriend's trip were there. They were not in the Discord group chat on my trip, where we would share where to go, when to go, but my friends and them all decided to meet up one night for a nice dinner. Main reason why her boyfriend was feeling upset about the whole trip and with her. We all drank alcohol, but I did not drink to the point of getting drunk. This incident ends up being a he said, she said, but the whole group, which was made of around 10 people or more, in total counting her boyfriend, me, my friends, and other colleagues were all witness to this. So basically, she's also bringing receipts saying, hey, I have proof of this all. The incident she describes where I threw myself onto him was indeed a hug I gave her boyfriend while we were both sitting down. She felt uncomfortable with it, and her past boyfriend notified me of it. So I apologized to both parties. You know what? We saw that on the first thing. Even if I found it shocking, since I didn't think a hug would have that kind of reaction, but if it made her uncomfortable, made maybe him uncomfortable, that's fine. But one thing we noticed as I read through this girl was a little bit more on the very insecure. Like she just couldn't get over other people giving them attention, clips, tweets, etc. And then it did seem a little weird. Like if you guys want my unbiased thing, because I don't know these people, obviously, like I keep saying, I don't want the girl harassed, but it seems like this Mari girl is like, hey, I'm just kind of here. Like I've had friends like this. I've had this as a guy. Sometimes I 100% am not interested in a woman. 100%. 1,000,000,000%. But then their boyfriend gets weird. I've had this happen in Twitch chats too. Like I'll be in a VTuber stream and I'm just yapping away and I'm talking to my friend's stream. I think I even touched on this recently. And then I'll have like a moderator or like a VIP get mad at me because I'm technically a partner. I got no clout. I'm not famous. I wish I was. Follow me on Twitch and subscribe if you guys want, whatever. I don't think I'm like famous. I don't even think I'm necessarily even good looking. Like I'm just me. Like I'm just here. I don't know. Like I don't know how to talk to women. I'm making videos and VTubers at 3 in the morning. Like, bro, I don't know what I'm doing. But like, it's happened to me. Like, I'm just yapping, like, with no romantic intentions, whatever. Even when I've had on my own girlfriend, and people just get mad. It's weird. But it kind of seems like that's how that Bari girl was, and we'll show us a few of those things. So anyway, that was their first and last time he met them in Japan, because they had different schedules, and it was whatever. And basically, he just brought it up as we showed up in those DMs. You know, they discussed the call and all that shit. So they were saying, hey, just make sure you don't retweet all this art. Avoid it if it's under those tags. I'm so sorry if I made you feel uncomfortable all this time. Oh my god. Tell Rin, Bari, I'm so sorry about it if I made her feel anxious or insulted. I have no weird intentions towards you. Basically, I don't want to date you. I'm so sorry your girlfriend felt bad. My bad. Would it be okay if asking her if she wants to speak to you just to clear things up? And like, sure, sorry for bringing it all up, etc., etc. I think she seems nice. Just like, no, I don't apologize for that. I'll be more mindful. I'm sorry you hurt you. Like, I mean, like, it seems like she's pretty chill. And everyone's like, thank you for understanding. Just trying to get closure everywhere. And then Rin also hit me up because she wanted to talk about the whole issue with you, which was unexpected. And it just seemed like they had a lot of miscommunications. It seemed like they eventually broke up. So I'm thinking if you two are comfortable with it, you want to just talk it out on a call. There can even be an emotional support thing, kind of. She's also going to talk to Blank to see if he's comfortable with that too as well. Sure, I've been offering that from the start, but it never happened. And then did she say what the main thing was that bothering her? Maybe afraid of being one-on-one, maybe she's not comfortable, whatever it might be. And basically being like, I don't even really talk to this guy, this Ike guy. You know, I don't really do many collabs or meet up with him, but I want her to tell me. That's the point. Basically being like, if you have issues, tell me. Like, let's get it all sorted out. So right now it seems like just we have to have proof of the harassment. Like if there's a lot of death threats and all that stuff that happened, we need more proof of that. That's what I'm guessing. I'm sorry it happened. So on the call, she told me her boundaries, which I fully respected, and they got it all working out at the end of the day. I've avoided mess up by reading these with different colors. It's a little confusing as well, but whatever. And then she kept on DMing me, asking why I was talking with him. So this is where it gets a little worse. So she's like obviously a little insecure. I've been there, but one thing I've learned from VTubers is if you're ever insecure, you don't want to, like, you got to just get over it. Like I've been with VTubers before. They're going to talk to their Discord sometimes over you, but it's a job. They're going to maybe talk to other collab people, you know, hype it up or have little goofs or something like that on stream. Like they might collab with someone for 4, 5, 6 hours. Guess what? If you trust your partner, it's not a big deal. Or as well, whenever I've had partners, usually whenever their collabs are done, they just go and message me and be like, oh my God, my stream's done. How's it going? What's up, babe? Like if you trust your partner, it's not a big deal. And I can understand shipping can get a lot, especially parasocial on the VTubing side, but like this is crazy, you know? Even after the call, she kept DMing me, asking me why I was talking with him publicly on Twitter, why he was answering to my tweets, but not replying to her DMs. This is where it gets crazy. She's not about her own DMs. Why were we friends? If we were truly friends or something else, like being like, hey, are you guys like dating on the low key? Like very insecure vibes. Why we're having group calls with our colleagues, why we were collabing on stream, all based on his attitude with her and him replying to my tweets. Every time she'd come to me with these questions, I'd reassure her, ask her how she felt, let her vent, and make her, or so I thought, feel comfortable once again. Basically being like, hey, like, go talk to your partner, bro, not me. I'm just the random girl, leave me alone. Like, I'm kind of on Mari's side here. Like, I don't want the first girl to be harassed, but it seems like Mari maybe even lost her Nisanji job if she was with Nisanji due to her, like, kind of saying, like, this is harassing. Like, but it seems like this Mari girl is weird. Mari. But I kept on saying Mari. If I said Mari a bunch right there, my bad. This is Mari. Bari is acting a little weird and insecure. Mari, like, do you see all these drama videos are hard, man? Then I get clipped and everyone's like, wow, you're an idiot. It'll get better with time. Basically, I think this Mari girl kind of seems like she's just like, you know, she's just doing her thing. Like just one of those types of girls, she vibing, whatever. Bari seems insecure. I'm not including any screenshots from any of my friends that had more context regarding her attitude as requested, but also due to those fact those groups were made back in like 2020. Respect their relationship as much as I can. I'll only disclose one of the many problems they had. She had told me how their relationship had started, the baggage that it carried, and what she called her boyfriend's history with relationships that made her even more insecure in all this matter. Basically saying she is insecure. Pretty much fed the words for my breakup, and he didn't even wait a day to tell me he had feelings for me. And I was dating that guy for 3 years. Never once did he want to talk about the future. We lived together in 2 different apartments. Not once did he think about the idea of settling down ever. Oh my God. If to talk about it, we will calmly. Let's face it when it comes. Or I'm an adult. I'll make my own life. If I end up moving, if things go south, that was my decision. I respect it. And I do agree. You should never date someone after one day. After like what showing me the problems that she'd have with her feelings, and during that time I opened up to her as much as well, and I thought we'd become more comfortable with each other, and I could give her as much reassurance as she needed for her relationship. This, of course, was not the solution. She needed to deal with her own personal relationship, so she stopped talking with me. So she seemed very volatile when she was there. She felt like no matter what she did, there was going to be an issue. You know, whether mutual friends or ex-boyfriends or something would basically go be like, hey, you're doing something wrong. I've been around these people. Their insecurity bleeds everywhere. It gets annoying. Like, real talk. I mean, it's understandable. Like, if you're insecure, but you got to deal with it yourself, with your relationship, not other people. Like, guys are allowed to have friends with girls. Girls are allowed to be friends with guys. If it's all legitimate and like you're really not trying to get with them, that's good. But she's like, thank you so much for reassuring me. No problem. If you have anything else, I'm here. Like, sweet cinnamon angel baby, I understand. This is why sometimes I don't like talk with girls. If they talk like this to me, I'm like, bro, just like, I'm a dude, just say how it is. But they're all like, hey, thank you guys for telling us out. And also, like, once again, brought up drama again. Like, thanks for talking it out. I remember all these one things. They talked about the crush thing she mentioned. Marie's like, hey, I'm going to be honest with you. I generally don't remember saying that. And if I did, I am so sorry. Even if he didn't have you as a girlfriend, I would not be attracted to him at all. Maybe like, she's like, I'm humbled. You're a good guy to him, you know, being like, hey, you're chill, but I don't want to get with you. And then hers also, like, once again, talking Bari, saying how he was getting ignored. I won't get too much into it. I guess in your tweet, him avoiding me, I don't know. Basically, this dude seems like a weirdo as well. Like, he's interacting with people instead of talking to his girlfriend. His girlfriend has insecurity issues. It's so blaring. Talk to your girl, dude. Like, I don't know. I kind of feel bad for Mari. She's, oh, I'm so sorry. Well, I'll give you, from my site, basically they were there setting up for a stream. We talked for 5 minutes and then like they just went live and then he was making a joke about the 2 minutes there because she was mistyping. And the girl was like, oh, hey, like, what's up with this too, you know? Like, all these things are festering for so long. We didn't talk it out. When I get jealous or upset, he's tired of being patient. So basically, like, if they just have relationship issues, bro. This girl's needy as all hell. I mean, I don't want her to get harassed, but like, she seems needy. And then this girl's just like, bro, like, why am I even involved with this, man? Like, look, he loves you a lot. You know, do you think you should bring it up a lot, like, directly, and it bothers him? He said he's tired of being patient. Like, bro, like, break up. Like, what a horrible man. Like what are these, like, VTubers? Like, is this how I'm, like, supposed to expect interact with most VTubers? This Ike guy, hopefully I don't offend any audiences just based on the personal vibes. This girl seems insecure. The Ike guy seems like, I don't even know. Like, just you know your girl. Like, if it just doesn't work, break up. They did eventually break up, so I can't beat mean. You know, they did. They're gone. Whatever, it's fine. And then this Mari girl just seems like she's just a third party, a little, like, just trying to be nice. You know what I mean? Yeah, a lot piled up. He's the type of person to overcorrect, and the interaction was an add-on. So basically, they were interacting. She was getting mad because they were fighting at the time and whatever. I guess you'd already had the main talks about what makes you uncomfy regarding the other topics, right? You seem like the kind of person to bring it up to blank, which is good. And talk it out with the moment, I feel it's complicated because the way that I see it, there's almost like no information. He tends to overcorrect Ike, used in a different manner. He's trying his best to make you feel at ease because he wants to make you feel at ease because he cares, right? That's one good sign. I'm sorry, it's just a lot. I just don't want to pony when I legit asked if I can keep you blocked, like, girl. Instead of pushing all your feelings to one side, right? It's so blah, 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 blah. It's fine if you want to keep me blocked. That's okay. Don't worry. I end up poking because maybe telling you the other side of the story could low-key help you fill in the gaps. Basically, like, hey, there's issues. Let me try to guide you towards it so you stop bothering me. If you got to block me, do it. I don't want to. I just don't know what to do with these feelings because they don't go away overnight. And I can't hide that, but he's upset that I'm still upset. It's gonna sound stupid, but literally, this is like almost getting done. No reason therapy. You need to slowly learn how to be patient and kind with yourself. Like, basically work on yourself. Don't be so insecure, jump to conclusions, all this. Like, you're kicking yourself, but you want to be at ease now. Look, I appreciate you. She's doing a little therapy talk, making sure she's all okay, and this is all good too as well. I also cry in the bathroom in Japan. Not because of you, don't worry. No, I'm just meeting a lot of friends you hear. You're still gonna have them a lot, and I am. But it makes me question what I bring to the table. Like, insecure. She's questioning what she brings to the table. A lot of these conversations, she started getting overwhelmed, and she kind of has happened before because she has this tendency to fix it on someone when she was feeling insecure. It's also less similar issues in her past relationships. And obviously, I think she did artwork for people and stuff, so she's someone involved. But basically, like, her boyfriend had tweeted that he didn't want to stream that day. I replied with the simple stream on public. I showed this tweet in my conversation shown below with my friend, asking I didn't know what else to do with her because she was arguing with me about the small interaction, basically saying like being kind of obsessive and insecure. You dummy sounded flirting towards me. She wanted me to reassure I was not flirting back. Basically going to the girl instead of her man, asking like, hey, don't interact with them, don't flirt with them, whatever. I don't think someone typing all caps streamer, you dummy, is really flirting. At least in my opinion. And you had to calm them down just for this two stuff. Like either she's even like questioning like, bro, is this such a weird vibe? I miss streaming. Go and stream. I would if I could, you dummy. I'll be waiting, lurk in the shadows with the blue light stick. You know, I mean, yeah, they're all corporate people. You can respond to people on Twitter all the time. And they're just like, hey man, I'm like not floating at all in my eyes. I trust you as a friend, but this sort of thing I feel like it's out of my hands. Hang in there, like just insecure. Now the big last drama, doxing. And for some reason, it's heavily implied in the video that I doxed her and shared her private information. While I was venting to my friends privately out of stress because this girl seems a little insecure and crazy, I'm gonna use crazy. I'm not trying to harass the girl. She just needs a little self-reflection therapy. Like I wish her the best. I don't know her. You know, it is what it is. Like I've dealt with women like them before. It's just you gotta grow yourself. Not to take away if she was harassed or got death threats. Yeah. I mean, I got death threats for making a video on Cinder. I mean, it was whatever. It's whatever. It's, you know, I don't care. I made a single post on a locked personal account, now inactive. Was created back in 2016 when I was a minor and just had started singing online. I had fewer than 10 friends, each one of them with multiple private accounts for art, for NFW, whatever. One was even my big sister, actual big sister too as well. And I even had mutual friends I had with Bari. Unfortunately, that mutual friend took a screenshot which was shown to Bari. X's girlfriend, which is basically Bari, is a Menhera help. And I told you guys like 20 minutes ago, if you guys are all sticking here with me, I did Google the Menhera, and it was the slang term for people with mental health issues. And I don't want to go and call someone randomly online with mental issues. You know what I mean? But I also don't think this is really doxing. I don't think it's necessarily, this is harassing. I don't want to say it's not. But in a private alt account, and the girl does kind of seem like she is a little bit on the insecure, hyper sensitive, kind of stalky, not good with communicating. I don't really want to call her mentally ill. It's not my place, but you can definitely see that there is some trauma that is there. You know, this Bariloaf person. That's kind of rough. It's the reality of it. Like that girl has something going on with her. The relationship didn't work out. Hopefully she can find love in herself, a future partner, heal, you know, good stuff. But I don't really think someone calling them mentally ill is doxing. Maybe rude, yes. And maybe as a corporate VTuber, some people may say that's a little much, sure. But at the end of the day, you know, it is what it is. She was a little obsessive, and there's a lot of proof of her being very insecure, and she's even complaining to other people about how like it's a little much. So I was on this account too as well. They showed that screenshot. So this was it. No other information of hers was revealed to any of my friends, my previous working place, or the outside world. Any sad tweet has actually been deleted too as well, with other tweets regarding their family too to being private, and they have no knowledge of people close to me sending her death threats, and I never did, thankfully. So this is like the part 2. Like we basically need to see some proof from this Bari girl about this all ongoing. Anyway, it kind of seems like this is a big deal. Like this, if this is true, I'd want to see more proof. This is the proof in the butter from Bari. Was there more? And more so because of Mari. Asked me from Mari. I don't want her to ever get hate though. While I can't disclose things such as meetings with who, how often, and what I was told, I can summarize the situation like this. A general NDA only gives me freedom to retell my feelings, but you know, whatever. They did the internal procedures to report a situation that I experienced as harassment. All relevant information was reviewed at the time. I received an apology and the matter was resolved privately. Out of respect for confidentiality, I can't share materials or identify anyone involved, but the appropriate departments were informed and the issue was closed. They've also been informed today about this due to the recent inaccuracies in public statements, maybe from Bari's video. My decision to leave graduate was not related to this incident. Stand corrected. I had been considering graduation since early 2025, largely due to creative direction, stress, and want to pursue different goals, maybe even be an indie. I discussed those feelings repeatedly with the corresponding staff, plus making it quite obvious to everyone who watches my streams for quite a while. It was communicated later as a difference in directions, which is the standard corporate phrasing used for those announcements. By early 2025, I'd already officially communicating my feelings inside the company, as well back in 2024, and I decided that my current contract term would be my last, so I spent the remaining period to plan and complete my graduation properly. As people know, notice must be given several months in advance before a contract automatically renews, which is exactly how the situation was handled as well. So basically all these have all been done. This is my last interaction with her, so basically this was not due to her, it was more so she wanted to leave on her own. See, as we kind of fill in the blanks. Like this was my last interaction with her years before I'd even taken the decision or graduated. Well, like she said, she blocked me and I decided to move on and remove myself from the situation. So I was like, whatever. Thank you for being comfortable enough to share all this with me. This is multiple years ago, by the way, too. It's 2 years ago. Why is this being brought up? What is this? This is the craziest, weirdest drama. Like, this is like a insecure ex-girlfriend got mad at a girl. And they're all just famous, like somehow. Like, why is this coming up now? Like, what was this catalyst? Like, what was this? Thank you for feeling comfortable enough to share this all with me. I know I didn't really start interactions on a lighter note, so I want to say I really appreciate you offering the time, being understanding, and letting a door be open for communication. Like, sorry if my actions ever hurt you and I have my reasons. This is actually a nice apology. Thank you for being brave and reaching out through blank. I know it's a hard a lot, but it meant a lot to me. Thank you for listening to all my BS. Nice. As well. And then here's their next comments too. Saying, yeah, don't worry, I don't mind, because if I can come to you, why not the same plus men? Basically be like, men suck. Then eventually go break up too as well. Basically been like trying to be nice and didn't want to be apologized, whatever. If I have any questions or anything, I'll be sure to communicate. Biggest thing in VTubers right there. Should have been happening the entire time. Because this all could have been communicated before Google Docs happened and we're all good. With a lot of my doubts, okay, go get ready now. It's nice talking to you. And then a few weeks later, I really appreciate the efforts you have made so far in respects to my boundaries, relationships. But after trying to give it a chance online and in real life, I'm constantly hurt by the image of you. Your name, your interactions with my boyfriend, everything. If I have an issue, I will communicate that through blank. But by adding you would help me heal, but it's doing more damage, seeing you more. Just today, seeing your interactions with one another, why are you so friendly with each other? Is there something I need to know about? Are you guys close friends? Girl's crazy. Crazy in terms of very I feel horrible saying crazy because I say crazy for everything. I don't think she's like clinically insane. I think that she's very insecure and I think she very much overstepped, and I kind of think this Mari girl was the victim in this. There was things that she had to take accountability on, like the weird just involvement, I guess, overall, I guess at the end of the day. Yeah, I guess, I don't know. But I kind of feel like this is more just this Bari girl based on the screenshots. More things could come out. More things could come out. Like if she had death threats and other various things, that's horrible. No one wants to go with that. But it doesn't really seem like this Mari girl did it. Especially if she's gossiping with her other friends, being like this girl's little, up and up, a little Menhera, if you will. But this could seem like the most petty, random, weird drama. Like, why is he ignoring me to answer your messages when he's with me in real life? I don't know. Like, bro, like, talk to your boyfriend. Break up with the guy. Like, why was this random girl's fault? Like, figure your kid, like, I think they broke up, thankfully. These people are not meant to be together at all. But, like, what the hell is this dude? You know, like, I'm not going to any events in the future. Gets blocked, whatever. Like, what the hell is this dude? Like, been multiple years later, still blocked. I've been constantly harassed in the past while doing my online activities. I have received death threats, and I have dealt with the stress of public scrutiny, which sadly happens when you're in this field of work. Nevertheless, I was never been in favor of it. I've always spoken out when allowed to. Which is why I'm terrified that this is being implied that there was constant harassment and death threats being sent to Bari from 2022, since the incident happened, all the way up to 2025. I've been in contact with her all. Today I contacted my friends who are her friends as well, and they have confirmed they haven't touched her since 2023 themselves. As well as the past year, who knew more about their past actions, as they as well haven't talked to her with over 3 years due to discomfort and fear. None of my current friends have any kind of communication, nor can they talk about the matter due to all these NDAs, and they cannot talk about this stuff. I have no knowledge of ever other people harassing them, Bari or me, over this incident, but despite my differences with Bari and how this matter was closed, I will stand with her against any kind of bullying. Good message. Death threats and stupid harassment. Private matter is no excuse, which I agree. This is like small, weird friendship, petty boyfriend, girlfriend, he said, she said, just random stuff. This Bari girl seems insecure, and God only knows. It's weird that these are famous people. Friends notified me of what was happening, which is probably the video. Despite my aversion to airing out private matters in a Google Doc, showing screenshots pointing at people with actual names, not censoring names in conversation, etc. I think it's only fair to also stand up against misinformation, which I think she's standing up for herself. From my opinion, this Mari person was, I don't want to say the victim, but there's kind of just got randomly dragged for kind of no reason. Like, yes, awkward situations happen, but it seemed like she was nice. Or she took accountability and just didn't want to be involved. Like, after a while, she's like, this girl a little too much. Like, a little too much. She got to deal with her own stuff. Very menhera. New word for me to say on my VTuber debut. I apologize for making this document so long, mainly due to screenshots, not giving further details about my personal life, who I didn't date, which I think is fine. And people have had years of constant scrutiny, and I don't wish for it to happen all over again for a matter such as this. Basically saying I don't want to have to deal with people thinking I'm a crazy, rude person sending death threats and stalking someone's ex-boyfriend, which I think is completely justified to go and explain, because I really kind of feel like this seemed like this girl wasn't that bad. You know, I feel like this girl wasn't really that bad. It was very, like, well, she gave the girl some time and eventually got sick of it and moved on, and she just had friends and she was insecure. So this is my take on it all. I mean, I might be wrong. Like I said, like, this at the end of the day is more, I don't know these people. I don't know much about Nisanji. I'm just some random dude. I don't even know why I'm here, man. I don't even know what I'm doing. So I hope I didn't overstep or say anything mean, or if more information comes out by the time I upload this video, because it is currently 3:22 a.m. So I'm going to go and make the thumbnail for this and schedule this upload and probably see what the hecky happens. But, like, dude, why was this even a Google Doc? I went through this all and I saw the video and I'm like, why is this drama? Is this just the VTubing world in a nutshell? Because that's a little scary to think about, because I'm an idiot. Like, I say a bunch of stupid shit. Like, I'm gonna get canceled, dude. I don't want to get yelled at. Like, I'm already dumb as is. Like, well, anyway, so that's my thoughts. Give me your thoughts down below. Subscribe if you guys are new. If you guys appreciate these types of videos, let me know. And good Lord have mercy, I hope I need to like get a dog or something. I don't know. Okay, bye.